Thanks.
No problem.
He's gonna try and get out, climb out of the back of the truck, and then try and find his friends.
Okay, they are collected just to the north of you. You may certainly reunite. Owen is not going to interrupt. Sorry, Nathan is not going to interrupt.
All right. Tom's just gonna try and climb into the back of the Jeep and sit there, staring at the floor.
Fair enough.
Al would come over and, Tom, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm. Uh, they hit me with.
Okay. I will take a look at you to make sure you're okay once we're past all this. Just stay there and try not to get too excited.
Okay.
Okay.
With excellent. Sorry, Mila, Patrick, what do you guys want to do? Tom's
Mm.
back.
Nora's just watching the bunch of people with the guns and just
Okay.
staring at them.
Okay.
Ditto.
All right. Well then, Patrick and Mila, Nora, I should say, in this case, while Tom heads over to the Jeep and has a quick conversation with Al. Al, you're able to notice. Well, actually, you're all able to notice. It's this. The troopers, for lack of a better word, lower their weapons completely and start to walk back towards the forest. They are disengaging. In fact, Nathan Heathcote himself starts to walk towards the woods. And he gives another turn to your group. He's only about 50 feet away at this point. He gives a little wink, turns off the interior lights of his body armor, starts walking away to join the rest of the squad.
I think Al would kind of call out, Owen!
He pauses for a moment. Then he turns around, listening.
Thank you.
And he pauses for a second. You hear the flick of his microphone being turned on. You hear him start to breathe in like he's about to say something. But nothing comes out. You hear the click of the microphone turn off as he just gives a small nod of his helmet and walks away. You can also still continue to stop him, but he didn't have any words back for you.
No, I guess I would let him go.
Okay.
And I would immediately start getting out of my power armor enough to actually fully...
No. Nora's gonna stop you.
Oh, yes? What?
No. Let's get out of the area and then we can worry about everything else.
Against his better judgment, Al will agree. But
Excellent.
here's a better solution. Al will climb into the back of the AT. Oh, he can't in the power armor, can he? No.
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 Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Can't do that.
Then yeah.
Just a few miles.
Let's get
Let's
out of the
move.
way. Yeah.
Okay. You leave the wreckage of what used to be the Cobalt Fists. You clear.
I actually, Patrick's gonna actually question to the party. What about the second truck?
It was still on its front tires were blown out, but it was still on its feet.
That was more my character, just from pure curiosity, would want to know what's in the second truck.
Mm-hmm.
Al would consider that for a moment, and then kind of hop over to the truck and try and rip the back doors off the hinges.
All right. Rip the back doors off the hinges, and with a quick cursory look, you see what looks like to be a supplies, foods, provisions, a few weapons, a few sets of armor, and it seems to be stocked full. as if perhaps 2 trucks worth of stuff were jammed in there hastily.
Wait, my logic's burning.
I know.
Anything that seems more valuable than just something I couldn't just buy at New Laszlo for a couple credits.
At a cursory glance, with the exception of the laser guns and the body armor, which are more than just a few credits, no.
All right, I would take those that I can grab quickly and dump them in the back of the ATV.
Well, you got to define quickly for me. I know Nora wants to get going right away. You can collect it all, but it'll take like 10 minutes.
No. What I can
she
get
won't wait
in
for
one
you.
trip, basically. Because
One
I'm
trip?
worried about Tom too.
One trip, you can take 2 rifles. They look
good
like to have been coalition issue.
Mhm.
Here, give me a moment, and I will tell you the exact serial, like the exact names of them, and then you can just jot that down in the group loot thingy, and we can take it from there. Seems fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a moment. They were a coalition issue. They are, yeah. C-12 has heavy assault rifles.
Someone else
So
get that? You want me to write it?
if whoever has that document open.
I got it.
All right.
I got
Oh
it.
yeah, Bird's
Alright.
gotten it already. All right. Cool.
C-12 heavy assault rifle. 2.
All right. Yeah, Al would take those, and when he's back at the ATV, he would turn around and launch a high explosive rocket into the back of the truck.
Oh my god. Okay.
Not leaving anything for the coalition.
Everything in there is pretty much red. Pieces of shrapnel fly out the back of the truck. It doesn't actually... Yeah, pieces of shrapnel and explosions fly out from the back of the truck, although the sides and the front of it don't explode.
All right, and then let's skedaddle.
Okie dokie. How far away do you guys want to go before you feel comfortable?
Like Nora said, a few miles.
Tom's going to mention when we actually start to move that we might want to keep going for a bit because he heard them phoning in the coalition to Patrick, and if Patrick wants to relay that.
I will definitely relay that and make sure that I go back on the quickest, straightest route to New Laszlo.
Okay. All right, so you hook on to the main roads and beat it for New Laszlo. It is 100 miles away. You guys flew a long ways.
Those
Well-
200?
No, 100.
Well, oh, okay.
So
okay.
yeah, you've gone 200 total. So you're good for,
Okay, good.
for gas. You're good. You won't run out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you made it. Anyways, it's 100 miles, which even on the main road itself in the night is going to take about hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours. So I'm sure it is a long, shaky trip. Is there anything you guys want to talk about over the radio or in the cabin of the ATV? Some in-character moments or anything like that you want to talk about? You guys want to talk? You want to talk about what happened?
No, well, before we get the whole 100 miles, even with the
Yeah.
danger of the coalition,
Yeah.
once we're a good 10 or 20 miles away, I do need to check Tom and make sure he's not poisoned or anything.
Oh yeah, no, which is
That's
a
fine.
good idea.
Mhm.
All right. So you get out maybe about, we'll say 10 miles away,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll have to get out of your power armor in order to check Tom.
Mhm.
And give me a paramedics check.
And actually, yeah, that's what I'll do is I'll get out of the power armor, store it in the back of the ATV, and then just ride in the ATV with Patrick and Tom while I give them the checkup so we can keep traveling.
All right. At this point, Nora, Milan/Nora, she's not stopping. She's continuing on to New Laszlo.
All right.
And you guys can do whatever you want.
I
You kind of have to stop, Patrick. Well, you don't
yeah,
have to.
I'm going to need to stop, and I'm going to need to tell Al that I cannot carry his power armor and in the back of the vehicle is too heavy.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is like 1.5 tons.
It's 9 foot tall, giant exoskeleton.
No,
It weighs as much as the
yeah.
ATV.
Oh, yeah. It looks so small and tiny. I didn't even think about
Uh,
that.
that's not to scale, I guess you could say.
Wait. No, it's 7 feet and weighs 160
Oh
pounds.
wait! Oh, I'm thinking of your Samson.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the Flying
Oh,
Titan. The Flying Titan
oh,
should
the
be able
flying.
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
Flying Titan should
160
be able to.
pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then yes, it would. I mean, it might not fit in the entire basket like to a
Well-
point where it can close its lid, but yeah, I could do
Well,
that.
I believe Inferno and I talked about like that
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
no, it
power
can
armor.
go
It
down
actually
to-
comes
That kind of
apart.
power armor is like, yeah, it comes apart. Like you literally just can put it on like a
Okay,
straight
yeah,
body
that's
armor.
fine.
Yeah.
Completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. Okay, we're good. We figured that out. All right. So ATV, Patrick's driving. Mila's same. I gotta get the new Laszlo because you motherfuckers. And during the trip, you are taking a look at him. You got 34. Excellent. Tom looks like he's been given one hell of a cocktail, and this. I won't say it makes you upset because it's up to you, but normally you have like morphine, you have other opiates that creates a sedation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't mix those because who knows what's going to happen, right?
Right.
Good anesthesiologists, measure the body mass rate of the person, they find the right chemical, the right drug, and they give it to them. This was amateur work. There's 3 different types of sedatives in his body, and he's lucky he's that young and he has the genetics he has because it could have given him a heart attack. He's
All right.
good now. He's past most of it. He's going to be groggy for the next few hours. After a good night's sleep, he should be okay. You can continue to monitor him to make sure his vitals don't change. but-
I'm gonna tell Tom. I'm not gonna tell him
you
all that
almost
you
had
said.
a heart attack.
I'm gonna basically say, well, they drugged you up good. When we get you back, I'm gonna put you on an IV to help flush out your system. We'll keep an eye on you, but you should be fine. How's your night been?
I don't want to talk about it. And he's in the back with Al, and his face is on the headrest of the front passenger seat, just sinking in, trying to like.
May I give you the actual layout of the vehicle?
Sure.
It is sitting us 3 very snugly together in the front seat. Think about this as a 2-seated car that 3 people are sitting in.
Oh joy! I thought it was like an SUV or something. Oh,
No.
Oh, he converted a lot of
okay.
that to
And
cargo.
I have my face in the dash.
With
Just
that, actually,
my head is swimming.
with that, actually, Al would kind of stand up in the gunner part of section to give Tom more space to try and get comfortable, and Al's just going to sit on the top of the ATV with his legs kind of dangling down through the gun port.
Yeah, absolutely acceptable. That is actually noted in there as well, that the gunner seat actually fits another person.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Tom's going to slowly work through what happened and
Try piecing
how
together
he got captured and stuff.
Okay. And you're telling this to people?
To
Or are you
both-
piecing it together in your mind first? Oh, so first you're piecing it together in
I-
your mind and then saying what you can remember?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The memories are a little groggy, especially the first half hour, but as the sedative starts to wear off on you a little bit more, you can articulate a little bit better, and by the end you can recall really everything that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, mercifully, you all managed to make it back to the new Laszlo area without incident. Passing through a few patrols, you go through it, just fine. You are able to identify yourselves if you choose to, and you're able to make it back to the Behemoth, back to home base, for lack of a better word. What would you guys like to do now?
Like I said, I'm gonna gently lead Tom to the infirmary and start setting him up on flushing his system out.
Okay.
Make it as comfortable as possible for him as I can.
All right. Give me another paramedic check.
All right. Oh, did I miss? I missed. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You find a really good. Well, you find one. No, you're able to hook him up. You're able to hook it up to his vein, no problem, and it starts to do its work. It starts to flush out his system. In fact, Tom, within 20 minutes, you start to feel a lot better. You're a little less lightheaded, and you realize you haven't eaten in like 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
insanely hungry.
going to, unless he strongly resists me, restrict him to soup and bland
That's
foods.
fine.
You can have soup, and if you finish your soup, maybe you can have a few carrots. but that's it.
Or as Hagun always tells me when I'm sick, bland foods, because bland foods are safe foods.
That's true. No spices for Tom. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Out of curiosity, Nora, since you probably got to the behemoth like a good 20 minutes before anyone else, was there anything in particular that you wanted to do, or do you want to just save that, behind the scenes, behind the screen, so to speak?
Yeah. The only thing to note is she just goes in her room and that's it.
Okay, after taking off the power armor, the whole.
Of course, yeah. They wouldn't let her in.
Fair
Wait, no, is the behemoth outside the walls or are they inside?
It's outside the
Outside.
walls. Yeah.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
yeah.
Well, either way, she'd take it off.
So now, of course, during this time, I didn't mention to what happened to Alicia and Pam. All right, because frankly, controlling those two NPCs would have been a little bit tricky. So pretty much what happened is that both Alicia would take her own vehicle, and Pam would take her own, and they assisted you in your search as well. They were probably present during the whole Nathan Heathcote understanding. Pretty much they have been silent companions during all this, unless you want to directly engage with them. I think that's fair. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Not because I don't care about them, but it's just like, oh my god, I gotta keep track of so many things right now. So I didn't have time to go through their motions, if that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to think that, like, oh yeah, they just stuck by the behemoth. They didn't give a shit about Tom. No, that wouldn't be the case, right? They were actively helping your search. They just weren't actively engaged in the roleplay. Okay, enough of that explaining. So, well, I can, we can have the next scene be in the morning after Tom gets some rest. I kind of want you guys to feel to engage with each other as much as you want. Start up any sort of scene that you like.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. I don't want to just play out hour by hour, but let's engage in what you guys want to do here.
After
Floor's open.
after Tom's settled and fine, Al, noticing a trend with Nora and our friend Nathan, is going to grab a thing of apple juice, 2 of them, I guess, and go knock on Nora's door.
Knock, knock, knock.
There's no answer.
You know what? Nora isn't. Nora isn't Mila.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Al would, Nora, I need to talk.
There's no answer.
You little shit. Gotta make him work for it.
Yeah, with that, I think Al's gonna be a little upset, and he'll slide back down the door and say, "All right, I'm gonna talk, whether you open the door or not. That's up to you." And he's sitting up against the door, I guess, drinking his own apple juice.
Don't want it to go to waste after all.
Al's gonna say,
I
mhm.
was gonna say, if anything, you feel something on the other side of the door kind of seems like she's resting on it, if that makes sense.
For the sake of cinematics, yes, that will.
Yeah.
Al will think about it for a time and then say, "I know you're not a fan of my decisions with Nathan. knowing you as well as I do, you probably feel I should have killed him. And I think that every time I don't kill him, you get a little bit more upset with me that I'm not killing him. However, I don't think you're fully thinking the situation through. If he dies, our group is in serious trouble. What happened tonight would happen again and again and again until we didn't succeed. I don't like him any more than you do. And if killing him would protect this group, I would do it in an instant. But you have to understand that is not the way it works. This world is not always that simple, and I am just trying to do what I can to keep everyone safe. And I think as he says that, he's going to get more and more...
Agitated?
Not agitated, actually the opposite. More and more like a cornered rat, almost. Or
Like
cornered,
resolute?
not resolute. No,
Desperate?
the opposite. Desperate or more like he frustrated, but not in the angry way, but in the helpless way.
Like scared way? Oh, helpless way. Yeah, okay.
I think you would hear kind of, it would be quiet for a little bit. I don't know how long Al sticks around there.
He's in no hurry to go anywhere at the
Okay.
moment.
Finally, should say it has nothing to do with Nathan. And she kind of pauses again, as is what she does, and finally goes, Mila's not my only weakness. And what I saw... And then she stops.
Al would be quiet for a time and then say, is there any way to stop you from having to experience that?
You need someone like me around. If anything I can do to help.
I wasn't suggesting you leave. I'm wondering, is there... Yes, your talent is incredibly useful. But your well-being is far more important.
She doesn't say anything. Just to
Okay.
fill the silence.
Okay.
I think after a long time, Al would leave the apple juice by the door and then just stand up and stretch and say, for what it's worth, you're right. We do need you. And thank you. And then he would just go back to check on Byrne.
Okay. I'd like to initiate a scene with an NPC if that works.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay,
Sounds
fair
good.
enough.
Sounds good.
It's going to be actually a little bit earlier in the morning, so if you guys want to do something earlier, that's fine. We can time shift it. Because, Tom, you'd probably be resting, throughout the night, right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
He's not doing anything after that shit.
Fair enough. So in the morning, when you start to stir, you notice that Alicia is actually sitting at the foot of your bed. And she seems to be reading a book, but she notices that you stir and she folds it and she looks over to you and she says, looks like you're up. How you feeling, Tom?
Better.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's some shit that you went through. You doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be fine eventually.
Yeah, fair enough. She gives a bit of a sigh and she says, I'm not really one for a lot of words, but I'll just say this. I can give you two things. One is that I've been in captive and she says that word as it kind of drips out of her mouth venomously. Captive situations before. And I know how, I don't know, stressful they can be. So if you want to talk about it, I'm an ear. I can actually understand. The second thing I can give you is, she says, she looks around a little bit, and this time she has a little smirk on her face as she reaches into her pocket, and she takes a very small flask out. And she says, "Here, if you're up for it, I think you deserve a drink. After everything that you went through, you could use a little victory. You're still alive, and you're still one piece, and you're still safe with friends, so that's a victory in my book, eh?"
Sure.
Sure. If you open up the flask, it's cherry whiskey, so you can take a
Ooh.
sip of it if you want.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Me, the player,
Yeah.
loves that.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if Tom would like that much.
We'll
He'll
find out.
try. He will try. He might cough a bit and then give the flask back, but
Okay. And she goes to give the flask back. She's like, "Nah, Tom, you can keep it. It's yours. A welcome to still being alive gift. Because what if Mila told us was true? I'd be finishing that entire flask." She kind of gives a bit of a nervous laugh, and then she leaves. Unless you stop her.
Tom's just going to stare kind of blankly at the foot of his bed as she leaves.
Fair
And
enough.
he's going to mutter to himself what Mila said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was gonna say, can Al walk in at the very tail end of that?
Sure, you can be walking in as Alicia's walking out.
As Alicia's walking out, he will try and say very, very good-naturedly, "See, everything I've done for her, and all she ever gives me is the firm commitment that she's never gonna sleep with me."
Alicia gives a bit of a smile. She goes, "No, don't be ridiculous, Al. I give everyone the firm commitment that they're not going to sleep with me." Well, and she pauses for a moment. "Well, maybe not everyone, but just not you guys," she says. And then she walks away.
Al will bow with mock flourish and say, "Consistency is a virtue."
I suppose. You call it consistency. My mom always used to call it stubbornness.
And with that, Al would go back to check on Tom.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. But, sorry, Patrick, it's been a little bit quiet on your end. I don't want to leave you out of this. Is there anything you want to...
Yes, actually.
Okay,
I wanted to paint a small scene for the night, since Byrne is in the infirmary. It looks like Mila's pretty out, and Al seems to be worried and has done his speech with Mila or Nora, whatever kind of good. Yeah. He's most likely going to go into his workshop, pull up a lamp and a chair to the large spaceship, and just start sort of meticulously cleaning it, just to keep him busy.
Okay. All right. That's very nice. Cool. All right. Shall we flip it to the next morning? Is there anything you guys wanted to do over the night? Anything that you wanted that we might have missed?
No, I'm good.
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Flipping off into the morning. This is just a general question, Al, because I'm not too sure if this would be on your mind or anyone's mind. If it is, great. If it's not, don't worry. Would you check the message board again?
Yes, actually, after what happened, absolutely, I would check the message board.
Cool. So, you check the message board, and, well, you don't know if it was hastily. It's hastily written, but it's stuck right in the center of the note that you left the day before. And it simply says, "Hey, let's do lunch." And he then gives you the address of... Give me a moment. As I get the name out, he gives the address of the Painted Lodge with the time. which is 115.